Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of SFC Live. I am so glad that you join us today once again. Thank you all so much for just being consistent in joining us each Sunday evening at 5 o'clock. I am so happy. I'm also happy to have another team member today, Yolanda Neal, who is our CFO, and she plays a major role in helping us run things efficiently and effectively as far as the finances are concerned. So, welcome to Sunday evening SFC Live. We're happy. But listen, before we get started, before we do anything else, before we tell you what we're going to talk about today, before we tell you what's going on with SFC this week, I have to give a special shout out to all of our WSSU alumni and students who are joining us today and have joined us and supported us. Thank you for your support, number one, and congratulations on being the men's CIAA champs for 2020. So we are happy for you. We celebrate with you. And I just want you to know that we are so proud of you. So thank you. Hats off, salute, all that stuff. Go to the WSSU Rams in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So we are so happy again. But listen, let's get on with it. Today, this month starts a new month. It's March 1st. So we are starting this month and we're going to be talking about the baby peacocks. So many of you have emailed us, have texted us and all of this stuff wanting to know why we chose the peacock to be our icon. We talked about that very, very briefly on our very first episode, but we're going to get into more detail with that today, and we're talking about why we chose the baby peacock. Now, if you look at your screen, you will see a picture of a baby peacock. Hideous looking animal, ugly looking animal. Nobody would ever suspect that this could turn into something as beautiful as the peacock. And that's what we really want to talk about today. We're going to talk about going from awkward to amazing. Every one of you, every one of us have some awkward moments from the time we're born to the time we die. We're all going to have some awkward moments. And it's going to be so hard for you to ever feel like you can reach that place where you think or you feel that others think that you are amazing.
Absolutely.
So here's a couple of points about the baby peacock. The baby peacock, I don't know if you know, but it takes 3 to 4 years for a baby peacock to fully develop its feathers. 3 to 4 years for it to travel this journey to get to being the beautiful peacock with all of those vibrant, strong, beautiful colors that we associate with the peacock. So what does that have to do with me and you? I want Yogi or Yolanda to tell her story because Yolanda just finished up her doctorate degree last summer, and I don't know all that you had to go through to get it, but I do know that it took some awkward moments. It took some tenacity. It took some persistence and fighting through a lot of obstacles. It did not happen overnight. So I'm gonna let you tell your story very briefly about how you became Dr. Yolanda Neal.
Okay. Well, I'll start by saying in high school, I considered myself a pretty smart student, if that made sense. Made honor roll, didn't really try that much. I'll be perfectly honest about that. But I know when I started wanting to go to college, I went to speak to a guidance counselor, and I told her that I wanted to apply to nursing school. And with that, she laughed. And she told me that I should really consider doing something more appropriate for me. Okay? I should look at being an administrative assistant. I still can't type, by the way. Or look at something that was more reasonable. So I talked to a friend of mine's mother, who was a nurse at the time, and she helped me apply to nursing school. So I finished nursing school, became a registered nurse, earned a master's degree, and I've always really thought about going back to school, but sometimes, unfortunately, people speak something in your life, and I see all these amazing professors around Duke and thinking I'm not that smart. Like, I can't do that. I'm not that smart. But I decided to give it a try, and I applied to school, got accepted, and that was I mean, earning a doctorate while working full time was one of the hardest things that I've ever done in my life. Now, had every excuse to stop. My brother died suddenly. I moved during the process, had illnesses of my own during the time, but I finished. So it really is one step at a time, one class at a time. And if you set your mind towards a goal, it's almost like losing weight. I'm on that journey now too. But I realized, and I think we had a conversation, that you celebrate the ounces and not worry about getting to 50 pounds or worried about getting to whatever it is that your goal is. But if you lose 6 ounces, that's still a win. So,
and the thing about that is, if you think about the baby peacock can look at any grown peacock and think, I want to be that.
yes,
I want to be
yes,
that. But that's not how it's set up.
absolutely.
There's a process, a journey that all of us have to go through to be able to go from awkward to amazing. I've got a very similar story because I went to East Carolina, graduated from East Carolina. I went to East Carolina for physical therapy. And at the time, back when Jesus was a baby, when I was there, I you could only get in the school once a year. It was you had to apply for the School of Physical Therapy once a year, and they only were taking about 11 to 12 students per year. Well, the first year I did not get in, didn't get in at all. So I was so angry and so frustrated that I literally thought about quitting school. I went from that to physical therapy to occupational therapy, and I had a professor in chemistry say, I'm going to give 3 exams before the last drop day. If you don't pass all 3 of my exams, then I suggest you drop my class. Well, I figured I was pretty amazing then, but awkward knocked at my door because I ended up failing all 3 of her tests. First person in line on the last drop day to drop this class. So I ended up going into special education, getting a degree in special education. But I had a professor to tell me almost the same thing that your guidance counselor told you, and said that I would never make it as a teacher. That I wouldn't do it. I wasn't able to write. I wasn't able to teach. I wasn't able to do all this stuff. So needless to say, I disregarded what he said, and my journey continued. I got a job teaching prior to me graduating. As a student teacher, I was hired on full time to fill the place of a teacher that was going out on maternity leave. Well, in my first full year of teaching, I got Teacher of the Year, not just for my school, but for the school district. So again, going from somebody that tells you that you can't do it to going in and fulfilling dreams and reaching destinations and reaching that place where you're able to shine. And going from being what I consider a baby peacock to a peacock in its own right. And we all have journeys, and I need you to hear me. We all have journeys that we're going to be on, journeys that we're going to embark on. Some of you may be on those journeys now where you've got everything stacked against you. You've got opposition after opposition, obstacle after obstacle. And it's so much easier to come up with an excuse, to just stop, to quit, to give up. But understand that your journey, the journey in getting to where you are trying to go, whether it's weight loss, like Yolanda talked about, whether it's graduating from college, whether it's fixing relationships, whether it's getting something that you really want, a new job or a position on your job, there are going to be journeys that you have to embark upon, and you have to stay on these journeys, because on these journeys, that's what develops and grooms you, so that when you get to your destination, that you can say, I am now that peacock. This is over, and I can move on to something else. If you get stuck in your journey, Yolanda could have very easily said, okay, I'm going to listen to you. I can spend the rest of my life being an administrative assistant. Nothing wrong with being an administrative assistant if that's your destination. But if you know that you are still in your journey, if you know that you are still in that place where you're moving towards a specific dream or a specific goal, don't let anybody or anything keep you from getting there. This baby peacock, I'm sorry, this baby peacock, I mean, it shows how all of us start one way, but we don't have to stay that way. It may take you weeks, it may take you months, it may even take you years to get to your destination. But when you get there, whatever you have learned, whatever you have grown into, nobody can take that away from you. Yeah.
And I was going to say about the time, I think often if we haven't met a goal in 6 weeks or 6 months or a year, we give up. But maybe our destination is going to take us 3, 4 years before we become that beautiful peacock, but don't give up in the journey. I think the other thing that I would say is to watch who you got around you. You need cheerleaders that are really going to cheer for you because we all get weak. We all want to give up. We all want to stop. But who is pushing you to go further versus trying to block your dreams?
You know, I'm glad you said that because I heard a quote. I think it was either Denzel Washington. I think Denzel Washington said, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future," which means that you've got to be careful who you hang around. My suggestion is if you know you are destined to be a peacock, heck, let's go even further than that. If you're destined to be an eagle and you know you are an eagle, you cannot hang out at the barnyard with the chickens
and the turkeys.
And the turkeys, because one thing about chickens and turkeys, they only get off the ground but so high.
Absolutely.
One of the things you have to know about an eagle is when an eagle is in top flight, there are no other birds around him. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. There are no other birds around the eagle because no other birds can fly as high as an eagle. So when an eagle is in top flight, no other birds are around because they can't get as high as this eagle can. So I want to encourage you. I want to make sure that you understand something today. If you don't take away anything about this episode this week, understand that it is going to take a process. I talk to so many young people. I talk to people that are in their 20s and in their 30s, and they are so worried about where they are not. Stop worrying about where you are not and start appreciating where you are.
Absolutely.
And do what you take. Every footstep of your journey, there's a lesson to be learned. Every one of them. Stop going off of what other people think and say about you. You know, I want you, let me just say this. I need you to share. I hope that you are listening to this. I hope that you are got your kids around. I hope, because kids struggle in school, in elementary school, in middle school, high school. They are struggling right now because they feel like they want to be at one place when their journey is calling for them to be where they are. Stop comparing yourself. We talked about that last week in last week's episode. Stop comparing yourself to other people. And I'm not telling you to be on an island. Everybody needs somebody.
Absolutely.
But what you need to know about yourself is, what will it take? What is your process? What does your journey look like that's going to help you get to your destination?
And I had to realize my only competition is me. Like if I can stop looking at everybody else and this person's doing this and that person's doing that, and realize that my journey, my path could be very different. And the only person that I compete with is me. So if I can exceed what I've done the next year or the goal that I set for myself, that has to be good enough. But I can spend all of my energy trying to chase something else, somebody else's dream that I may never accomplish. And then I'm home and I'm disappointed or sad about that when that shouldn't have been my goal in the beginning.
Yeah. You know, they say the journey of 1,000 miles starts with just one single step. So it ain't about you all of a sudden tomorrow becoming a CEO of a company. It's not about you all of a sudden tomorrow graduating from high school or college or even middle school for that matter. It's about you getting started. It's about you changing your mindset. It's about you having a different attitude about life, especially your life.
Absolutely.
Everybody has a race to run. Everybody has a journey to be on. Stop looking for people to run next to and just run your race yourself. Again, I hope you're going to share this. I hope that you are sharing this to all of the new people that I see popping up. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for looking and watching this episode because, again, let me just say this. This is not for one particular group of people. We all have had our baby peacock moments
and still have them.
and still have them and will continue to have them.
Yes.
And the good thing about being a baby peacock is you know there's a beginning, but you also have to know there's an ending.
Absolutely.
And at some point, all of those beautiful feathers that you're going to be known for will be seen by you and those around you. Don't rush the process. I want you to hashtag that. Don't rush the process. Appreciate your journey because it's in your journey, in your development, that you are groomed and you're prepared for whatever your destiny is. And you do have a destiny, a destination that you need to get to. I see all of you are chiming in. Thank you. Because what I want you to do is I want you to share with us some of your baby peacock moments. I want you to share with us some of your stories because we would love to have you at some point on our show and just allow us to let the world know that you're not alone and I went through this, I survived this, and what I thought was an obstacle, what I thought was opposition, turned out to be my best opportunity. So I want you to share this. I want you to get excited about it. I want you to stop looking at it like the world is against you. And I want you to become strong, focused, and confident and let the world know that you got this. You got this. You can handle whatever comes your way and you will not stop until you turn into that beautiful peacock. Because see, here's what I need for you to do now. And see, all of us are wearing here. We always wear our strong, focused, and confident shirts. We're getting product made that's getting ready to pop out for the summer and spring. It's got peacocks on it. I want everybody, I am not going to rest until I see Winston-Salem, Greensboro, Durham, Raleigh, China, North Carolina, Russia, California, in a peacock. Do you hear me? Everybody is going to be in a peacock. And what we are going to do, the message that we're going to send is that we're not proud peacocks. We are strong, focused, and confident peacocks. You can't mess with us. You can't tear us down. You can't subside us. You can't mess with our minds. We are proud to wear this peacock. I need you to go to SFC Defined and get some stuff from our store. We got all kinds of stuff. We got some shirts. We got some hoodies that's still left. We got some sweatshirts that are still left. We got some lanyards. We've got bracelets. We've got some caps that are still left that we're just trying to liquidate our inventory for winter and stuff. If you want a long sleeve t-shirt like Yolanda and I are wearing, we've got a few of those left. We've got some hoodies, some sweatshirt hoodies left. We got some crew neck sweatshirts. It's got pockets in it. We got stuff. We got some kids stuff. Get your children in wearing. We're going to do an episode real soon with just our children on it because I want you to know that we are trying to perpetuate strong, focused, and confident even in our children. I wish that I had somebody to try to get me to be strong, focused, and confident at an early age. I hate that it took me to get in my 20s and early 30s before I realized who I was. And this is not just a brand for me. This is who I am. This is who I see it every day. I live it every day. Does that mean that I don't have baby peacock moments? I have them. I have them. And as we get ready to close, I just want to talk about something real quick. A friend of mine sent me the video where Oprah Winfrey failed while she was giving a speech and all this stuff. Oprah Winfrey. Was that not a baby peacock moment? But did you see it never stopped her flow?
Not at all.
She went right up. She said, oh, the wrong shoes, got up and kept kicking. How is that for strong, focused, and confident? How is that for saying, I even won't let this little hiccup stop me. I'll make light of it, and I'm going to keep being who I am.
Absolutely.
So, listen, we're getting ready to close down for today. We're getting ready to bring this thing to an end. Share it.
One more thing I will remind you, if you're in this area, even if you're not in this area, get into Greensboro. March 28th, we have our spring kickoff for our fashion. Greensboro Marriott downtown, 1 to 6, March 28th. We expect to see you there. Come out and meet the whole SFC team. We'll be there and hope to greet you.
Yeah, definitely. Please do that. Thank you for reminding us of that. And we will definitely look for you. Please come up and say that you're watching. Let us know you're watching. Some of you, your names I recognize. Others of you got other kind of names that you use online, and that's cool too. But just let us know who you are. Give us a face that go with your tag or whatever you're using on your social media, because we want to know you. And don't forget, we want to hear about your baby Peacock moments. All you got to do is just drop us a quick little storyline of how you became awesome and amazing after that awkward period. We would love to hear it. And I promise you, listen, next Sunday, if you send them to us this week, we'll read a few of them in our episode for next week. We want to share, and if you don't want us to use your name, you can put in a fake name. But I think everybody needs to hear our stories of how we have gone from awkward to amazing. And I know I've got some super amazing viewers, super amazing listeners, and we are just excited to hear about what you have to say. So don't forget, March 28th, 1 to 6, we will be downtown Marriott in Greensboro. Make your way there. We look forward to seeing you. I just want to say, again, shout out and a special congratulations to the WSSU Rams on their win with the CIAA as the champions. And also just want to say thank you to all of our new viewers. We're looking at you and we're seeing so many new viewers that are just tagging in. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And the last and final remark, I promise, is share. Share it with your cousins, your mama, everybody, your enemies, your frenemies, and everybody. Just share it. And again, we look forward to seeing you right here next Sunday on SFC Live at 5.